So about a month ago, I was walking out of a store. It was a Sheetz, and I'm there quite often. And I was carrying a few things. And as I was walking towards the door, this guy held the door for me. So I gave him the customary head nod and, "Hey, thanks, have a good one." "You too," he said, and he smiled. As we walked out of the store, I went one direction. He went the other direction, around the other corner of the store. And I got in my truck, and I was on my phone for just a minute before I got back on the road, and I pulled out onto the highway. There's a red light there, and I turned left. Well, you're pulling onto a 4-lane, and I was in the left lane, and I'm kind of accelerating up this hill, and I was going to move over to the right lane. I put my turn signal on, and as I started to move over, there was a car that was trying to pass me on the right side. And I didn't cut him off, but it was basically two vehicles aimed for the same spot. And it wasn't like a close call or anything like that. Well, this guy in this car, he lays on the horn, right? And he whips around to my left then, and he's still blowing the horn. He gives me an obscene gesture on his way by and passes me. It was the same guy. It was the same guy that held the door for me not 5 minutes before that. So I wondered, what type of person is he? Is he the guy that held the door for someone and told them to have a nice day or whatever? Or is he the road raging crazy man on the highway? Which person is he? And I had this discussion with a friend of mine, and he was saying he believes, this is his opinion, that, you know, people behind the wheel of a car, it's the same as people behind a keyboard on the computer. It brings out the worst in people. And he's probably a decent guy, and he just had a little problem there. Where I believe the exact opposite of that. I think when the guy's holding the door for someone and smiling because he's face to face, I believe he's faking it. You know what I mean? He's faking being a good person, and his true self is the guy that passed me blowing the horn, giving me obscene gestures. So that's my opinion. That's what I think. And I do think it applies to internet trolls. And, you know, I see it in the comments, and I often wonder, these people like this all the time. You know what I mean? And I could block people. I could. I don't care. You will never be criticized by somebody doing more than you. And our channel has had steady growth over the years. Nothing ever just like blows up, and you pretty much have the same people watching every video, and a few new ones come in here and there. And, you know, I have a few crusty old curmudgeons that say nasty things all the time, and I kind of get a kick out of it. I do, because they're there every day, but they just can't help themselves. And I actually feel bad for them. I do, just to go through life that way, because I often wondered, are they like that in real life? And I think the answer is yes, they are. And if they're not, they're just pretending to be somebody that they're not. Now, I bring this up because last week I had kind of a rough week with the whole Charlie Kirk thing. That really bothered me for several reasons. The obvious, but it put me in kind of a dark place, because I have always wanted the best for everyone, and that's the truth. Like, even these people that like comment nasty things, you know, I want everyone to do well, and I always have. I just think it's better for everyone. I want a good economy. I want everyone to succeed and realize and to be happy, you know, and that's difficult sometimes. But after last week, I went to kind of a dark place, and I'm not sure if I can claw my way out of it or not. I just pretty much don't care anymore. I don't wish anything bad for people at all. I just don't care, you know, and I don't like that feeling. And I don't know if I'll be able to shake it or not. Like I said, some of the people that comment in their video, I used to, wish them the best, but I don't really care. And I hope I can get out of that funk. I'm not sure if I can or not. And I bring all this up, with Charlie Kirk and a lot of the comments, and not on our videos, but a lot of people celebrating what happened. And now there's actually a website out there where people are taking screenshots of it, submitting them, and getting people fired, which I think is a wonderful thing. Like school teachers and firemen and things like that celebrating what happened to him is just disgusting. It really is. And so there's a website out there. I think it's had like 30,000 submissions so far. And these aren't bots. These are real people. And they look them up on LinkedIn, figure out who they are. And they're starting to realize that actions have consequences, which brings me to my next topic. Everybody comes out, all these politicians, and, there's no place for political violence. These are the same people that have called the side they don't like Hitler and a fascist and all these things. And they go on and on and on, and then they're shocked. Well, they're not shocked. They act like they're shocked that something like this could ever happen. My opinion, there's about 3 things that cause that situation last week. You have people out there that are constantly comparing Trump to Hitler or a fascist or, this horrible person, just horrible person. You have that. It's just nonstop. Then you have the algorithm that's just feeding these kids this stuff over and over and over again. And it just keeps coming. If they watch one video of someone saying nasty things about somebody and they watch that video, the algorithm's going to give them another one and another one. And then, so you have those 2 things, and then you have somebody with a screw loose. This is what the end result is. And I think that's how that all happens, because what people say matters, and I just can't take people seriously. I can't, here's a good comment for you. This is what I'm talking about right here. I just published a video this morning. It was about running the dump truck, hauling dirt. What else was I doing? Firewooding, my typical kind of stuff. But at the beginning of that video, I had about a 20-second opening showing my flag at half-mast with an overlay of Charlie Kirk on screen with one of his quotes. It's all that it was, right? And here's one of the comments that I got. I've had people unsubscribing from the channel because of that. Well, if they didn't like that, they're really not going to like what else I have to say. So this guy, you should never mention their names, but William LaCroix. Billy says, OMG, CK was one of the biggest bigots in the country. And then in parentheses, he has, although he didn't deserve to die for it, unsubscribing from what has been one of my favorite channels. Very painful for this Western PA son. You just had to get political and couldn't simply admit it was just another tragedy for our country. We all, in capital letters, need to be more tolerant. Billy wants everyone else to be more tolerant. He is unsubscribing from my channel and then goes on to tell me we all need to be more tolerant. It's pathetic. And these people that get upset with some of the things and opinions that I have and they unsubscribe for the channel, they don't understand. I don't know. It's doing me a favor. I don't want those people here. And here comes Hunter. I look at my channel and everything I do. I put all this stuff out there. I look at it as, like back when we had our big 4th of July party and you invite all these people in. If someone's here complaining or saying nasty things, do you think I want them to stay around? I do not. So Billy, goodbye. But my point is, I don't care. I just don't care. We have so many problems, and it's my opinion, this is just a what happened to Charlie Kirk was horrible, right? A horrible thing. And it was a horrible, horrible distraction, because everything that everybody complains about, they don't have no idea what the root cause is. They all blame it on the other side, and the politicians and the media and the algorithms. They get everybody fighting, but people complain about you can't afford a house. Yeah, when I graduated high school, average age of a new home buyer was 29 years old. Today it is 39 years old. A new truck, I just spent over $85,000 on a dump truck. Back in 93, I bought a cab and chassis for $19,000. Healthcare, I pay over $1,400 a month just in healthcare. I pay more in insurances now than I made 10 years ago, okay? And I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you because I can afford it. I'll be honest with you. I can afford it. But all these things people complain about, there's one reason behind all of it, and they're too stupid to do a little bit of research and figure out what the problem is. Our government has been devaluing the dollar for decades, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally, doesn't matter at this point, but that's the truth of it. And all these people, like when Trump talks about, wanting to reduce the size of government, or you had Doge, they're actually still doing some good things. All these people are up in arms about you can't cut federal jobs. You can't cut spending. And meanwhile, this bloated parasite just keeps growing, and people think the solution to their problems is more of it. And I can't take them seriously anymore. If you can't figure that out, read a book, listen to a couple podcasts, do some research. Don't sit there and flip through videos that the algorithm thinks that you need to watch to form your opinion, and hoping that one of the nut jobs out there will do something. Like, do your own homework. Our biggest issue in this country, without a doubt, is the debt and the uncontrolled spending for decades. And anyone that thinks we need more of it to fix the problem, I can't understand how somebody can be that dumb. I just can't believe it. I can't. It's so obvious to anybody paying attention what has been happening. It just keeps getting worse and worse each year. Like I said, another 15, 20 years, at the rate we're going, the average new homeowner will be 50 years old or 60 years old by that point. But I just wish I could get out of the funk that I'm in and be more optimistic. And like I said, back to where I want everyone to do well. At this point, I don't really care. I don't. If you can't see it, and I know overwhelmingly most of the people that watch this channel get it, but these comments that come in from people, they just don't get it. And they just believe everything that they're fed and blame it on the other side, where, it has been a problem collectively, both Republicans and Democrats, for decades. Look at the trillions of dollars that we spent in the Middle East over the years. And the Middle East is still on fire. We got a bunch of people killed here on our side. We got a bunch of people killed over there, and spent trillions of dollars that we're paying interest on right now that accomplished nothing. And how people don't understand this. Imagine what could have been done in this country for a quarter of that money that was spent over the years over there. So, yeah, that's where I stand on it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the people that aren't smart enough to figure this out. I just don't care. They're on their own, in my opinion. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if my opinion will change on that or not, but that's how I feel. I do. And I'm tired I'm tired of people running their mouths and thinking that it doesn't have consequences. Because like I said, I'm convinced 3 things happened to that nut job in Utah. He listens to all these people. You know, in his head, he thought he was doing a good thing. And he based that opinion on everything that he's been told. You know, he went to college for a semester. It seemed like that's when things went off the rails for that kid. By all indications, he was raised in a pretty normal family and went away to college. And from what I've been reading, things just went off the rails. And the algorithm feeds them all this stuff, and they just get themselves all worked up. And that's what happens. It's a shame. It is, but... Oh, I had another road rage incident just this morning, actually. And something I struggle with, I'll admit it. Usually when that happens, I just smile. I don't really care. You know, if something were to really get ugly, I'm fully prepared to protect myself. But I just smile, and I think that makes it matter. I'm pulling out of the driveway this morning. It's the weekend. There's not much traffic on my road on the weekends. During the week, there's a lot. I pull out and I turn right, and I see a car coming from town. He's getting after it. You know, he's coming hard. Well, I accelerate. Well, he comes right up on me, and he doesn't catch up to me till maybe 100 yards from my driveway. He lays on the horn, you know. I slowed down. I did. Probably provoked him a little bit. And then he whips out, passes me. Obscene gesture. Seems to be the norm around here. And I just laugh. But my problem is, I had Hunter with me. I wouldn't do it with Hunter. What would happen if you just give him a little boom, you know, a little pit maneuver or something when they do that? You know, you don't want to hurt the guy, but I drive a 10-year-old Subaru most of the time. People see these trucks in Melissa's car. My primary vehicle is a 10-year-old Subaru with 130,000 miles on it. I do all my local running in that car. I don't really care if it gets banged up, you know? So, yeah, people have lost their minds. And for those of you that have, you're on your own.